Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Elio Vera. My name is Elizabeth. Every time I say that, I don't know, I feel weird. Anyway, oh my goodness. The latest from Mary. Uh, I mean, when I say I'm not surprised anymore, it's the opposite. I am surprised. Um, it makes sense. It makes sense that this is from it was basically the High Council that was the perpetrator here. Mm. It is, I mean, wow, it's just wow. I'm thinking you're probably feeling the same way. It makes sense, doesn't it? As I was saying before in my videos, and in the video that I got um, angry in, was the fact that what the hell is going on here? I mean, where's the military force? What are the protocols here to in regards to being in orbit of a planet that is dysfunctional? How to take care of a queen? What the hell is going on with the leadership? It just didn't make sense to me, to be honest. That's what angered me incredibly, because what the hell? There's no order here. It's like there's no um, no one is following anything. No one is following any protocol. That's what it looked like to me from here, from my perspective point of view down here on Earth. And it bothered me because I felt like they were playing me, right? And who was playing me? I don't know. Nobody was playing me, but it felt like someone was playing me. Which, in all honesty, I couldn't blame anyone who arrived at this disclosure and said, that's fake, that's not real. I had nothing to defend with. I couldn't defend it. Because I would look at it and say, it's a shambles. What the hell? Um, and now learning more about this, what's going on, obviously it is what was happening. The leadership, there was no leadership. There was an infiltration, and that was the problem. Um, so this is one of the things that I want to point out. Sometimes we think as humans down here, we can't really give an informed opinion or point of view because we don't know anything. We're not up there. But I think it's the opposite. We are down here because we know a lot. We've had experience. People who come down here, they have experience. At least most of them, uh, they have a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, and they know what they're coming in for. At least most of them. So that's why I keep saying communication is key. And I always say we can debate this. We can have a conversation. You can give me your opinion. And we can, how can I say this? And this was, people do not agree with me when I say we can also, what is it, the name of it? I'm gonna put it in the name. We can propose scenarios that could be going on, speculations. A lot of people have said, do not speculate. Yes, I will speculate because I do have knowledge, I do have instincts, and I have experience. Even though we are here, we are manipulated. Maybe my capacity to have I am slow. Yes, I am slow. To have telepathy, it's very restricted. we still have that within us. And when we come down, when we meditate, we can access that. And I think for us to speculate, who else is better than us to speculate what's going on? In all honesty, this is what I think. And well, now everything is making sense. I don't know if it started to make sense to you. I don't know how you feel. Um, Tell me how you felt before. Was this making any sense to you? What was going on? And now, obviously, we can see that the High Council was infiltrated. And from there, everything just went to um, hell, basically. So, the videos. The video. So, Mary starts talking about that Taygeta has always been the target of Earth Cabal. And basically, what they want to do is to invade the Pleiades. And they want to invade the entire Pleiades M45 star system. And they've been doing this for a long time, apparently. One moment, please. I've been taking notes for the last 2 hours. I had to take a nap in between because I had this overwhelming feeling to sleep. And yeah, it's been a little crazy. And Mary said that there were many opinions of, of how, of the reasons of why this is happening. And she said that there is a simple reason. She said that they were, and I like the way she describes this. There has been a rotten group of Taygetans who have cooperated with Earth's cabal. And therefore they were trying to get Taygetan to them in exchange for power. They basically want power. The Taygetans, these Taygetans, they want power. Obviously, it's reflected here, isn't it? It's what we see. It's not money, it's power. Money is power, yes, but when you see someone who leaves the money aside and keeps going forward, that's the person you need to be weary about. That's the person that you need to notice here. People who are after money are not as dangerous as people who want power. So if you see someone who's after money, but those people that don't really care much about money, they want power. Those people are really dangerous. You can see it here on Earth as well. Take a note of that. Mary also says that the Cabal wouldn't have been able to use any other Pleiadian civilizations, such as the Salatians and the Engans, simply because they don't have any access to members of those societies. Thank God. I'm so glad. And I would like to know more about their point of view and why they don't have access to them. Do they have a different way of, this civilization has a different way of managing itself, have a different point of view? What is it that they have that the Taygetans do not have? Why do they have access? What does the Earth Cabal have access to the Taygetans and not to the Engans? But I think the Taygetans have had a lot of history with Earth, but the other races have as well. So this is something interesting to go into, but that's another video. Mary mentioned that there are 2 historical moments on Earth that have where they've tried to invade Tegeta. And one is at the time of Queen Nefertiti and Akhenaten. This was a long time ago, but then again, it probably wasn't that long ago. And then when with Queen Cleopatra, who basically ended up giving Egypt to Rome in a silver platter, and basically ended that civilization, the Egyptian civilization. And we all know that Rome is none other than the cabal. And then they tried to invade Taygeta once more when the 1930s, 1940s with the, I'm not going to say his name either. And even though there was, and at that time, technology was provided to them by these same rotten Taygetans, regressive Taygetans. Yeah, regressive Taygetans. I prefer the word regressive as rotten. When I say rotten, I think of fruit. So these regressive Taygetans, which we don't know who they are yet. Uh, some people have an idea who they could be. And at this time, there was an attempt to stop them as well from other good Taygetans. And this incident actually can be corroborated here on Earth with a little research. So that would be interested to do that research. I haven't done it. Maybe I could do some and figure it out. So basically, what we're seeing is an attempt to invade Taygeta. That's basically it, and it has been the problem all along. Now, this is I'm looking at my notes. I've made so many notes. So now the Big E, the starship Big E, that's not its name, Big E. That's a nickname. And apparently Mary doesn't want to disclose the name yet, which I find it curious. Remember before in my videos, I said Mary is stalling. Why is she stalling? I felt like she was stalling. She was stalling. See what I mean? We can speculate. We can give an opinion because I think we're more informed than we think we are. And that's the power that I wanted to give back to starseeds. That's why I'm doing this channel and doing these videos. We feel we have no power because that's what the matrix here tries to make us believe, that we have no power. We do. The speculations that we make, the opinions that we make, the hypotheses, the theories that we make, and that we propose are informed with information that we have within us. We may not understand it fully and grasp it, but we have it. Use it, speak, and communicate it. You can. And it's okay if tomorrow you change your mind. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm on a roll here. It's just, and that's why I said I had complete faith in the military force, didn't I? I did say it. See, we have to say this because then we realize that we do have more knowledge that we think we have. Now, this is interesting. Okay, so Mary, after being sick, she had to transfer leadership to the next highest ranking officer, which is Captain Gorel. He's grade 5, which is the equivalent of an admiral here on Earth. So Gorel basically enacted the protocol A27, which demands that any competent military leader can extract a Taygetan king or queen from an installation, building, or spaceship, starship, which has been proven to have an inoperable, incapacitated, or incompetent crew. And in this regard, it was apparently incompetent and incapacitated. They were all sick in medical pods. But this Mary was able to do once she was taken out of the Sadiclea. And as we know, the Sadiclea was in this bubble, this regressive low frequency matrix bubble that made everyone think that everything was okay, even though they were getting sick and sicker, and their medical treatments were not taking effect. And nobody was saying anything, nobody was doing anything, and nobody was reaching out. And I was thinking, what the hell? The medical staff should be reaching out. And they were not. Something was wrong. We knew something was wrong. Oh my God. So once she was taken out of the Cyclea, she says that it opened her mind to new perspectives and also to grow in capacity and capability as a queen. She had a huge personal growth here, Queen Mary. So this is just the beginning, guys. We are now going to see things moving forward. And as I was saying before, how does that impact Earth? I mean, what are the side effects? Not side effects, sorry. What is how does it mirror here on Earth? And I will be jumping into the matrix a little bit later. I haven't done it already. And look at the news, just do a little, like a little, uh, just look quickly over what's going on Earth, the politics and so on, and see what's happening, because that will reflect and mirror what's happening down here. So if there are arrests up there and infiltrations are found and the regressive people are taken down, that should reflect here on Earth. So we should be seeing something the same here. I don't know if you've seen anything. If you have, if you could share with us, please, that would be great. Now, as she was outside the Sadiclea, she was in the Alcyone, the military spaceship. She was able to see the difference between the Taygetan society and how they behave and act, and compared to the Sadiclea crew, which is wonderful because apparently she wasn't able to see this. Obviously, she was under attack. Also, she was able to see the problem with the High Council. She was able to be aware of the problem and take it in politics and the politicians and the High Council, which is fantastic because when Captain Gorel and Captain Fields, I keep writing his name wrong. I do apologize. Because I was writing Fields, and it's failed. Captain Fields. When they were finally able to tell and come to Mary with their evidence that there was an infiltration in the High Council, Mary was able she didn't need convincing because she already realized what was going on. Now, as she said, that Captain Gorel didn't want to take this to Queen Eleanor at the time. So they've been, the military had realized what was going on for a while now, and they've been gathering evidence, which is, what, to be honest, it's what I expected. That's why I was so angry. I was thinking, what the hell is the military force here? Because that's what they should be doing. That's what they do. They do protect. They are in charge of security. So that's why I was going a little nuts. So they did step up. They were working. And now that we know that they were gathering evidence against the High Council, but they didn't want to take this to the previous Taygetan Queen Eleanor because they knew that she wouldn't believe them. They knew that she was under attack, and this and that nothing was going to come out of it. Uh, now um, Queen Mary became aware that the High Council had been deliberately lying to former Queen Eleanor and her many important subjects, which were um, well, life of death, life and death. Uh, I'm looking at my notes here, and I can't read it. I can't read my own writing, and they okay. The consequences were of life and death. And they were deliberately deforming the entire picture of everything that was happening in the Tagetan society and of its culture as well. So basically, the High Council attacked Alanim and the crew to make them believe and to insert fear in them. So Alanim will take refuge within the psych layer and not letting anybody in or anybody out, which is what we say. Everyone who is isolated in this way, it's a clear target to invade and manipulate. You can easily see this. We can all see it. They couldn't see it. And I do understand it. I mean, there is a rank here, and how can Elenim think that there could be an infiltration in the High Council? I mean, you believe in your people. You have a trust in them. So it is understandable in that way. So basically, for the past 6 years, that's when, since 2018, the High Council had been lying to Queen Eleanor and to Queen Mary. 6 years. 6 years. I'm so happy with, no, I'm not happy, but I'm so glad with this new information because sincerely, I I always did, and I was very clear um, with this from the beginning, especially uh, with the with the apparent first contact and the manipulation of the Federation with the Tagetans. I would say to people, I cannot defend this disclosure. It's in shambles. That doesn't make sense. Like, I cannot defend it. No one's going to believe it. It makes no sense. There's no order here. It's like, and it was driving me nuts. And why it was driving me crazy? Because I could see it. I couldn't defend it, but I had um, I have strong ties to them because I am Tagetan. And it was that strong tie, that strong feeling that they are my people, that is the only thing that kept me moving forward and trying to figure out what the hell is going on and to try to understand it. So at the end, I thought that maybe it was me that just didn't understand it. Maybe it was me that didn't have enough knowledge. Maybe it was me that didn't have the intelligence, the sufficient intelligence to understand this, and that I needed more information. I did need more information, but it wasn't just that. So I guess we always blame ourselves, when we cannot understand something. So that what made me listen to all the videos and try to make sense of it. I'm thinking, what the hell is going on here? Ah, my God, you should see me. I'm just, oh, I'm so, God, so angry. Oh my God, what they are going through. I think many who are Tagetans here feel the same way I feel. Ah, in some ways, I'm kind of glad I'm down here. Okay. So it seems the High Council had been infiltrated by the Earth Cabal forces in conjunction with a very obscure Galactic Federation characters and a very skillful with a in a very skillful maneuver to take over Taygeta. Um, and here is the answer. The High Council had neglected the Taygetan military for 6 years. I said it in my videos, claiming it was most needed. It was not needed, and it wasn't spiritual, as what was expected from an advanced society, thus debilitating its capacity to defend itself. I couldn't understand that, to be honest. Yes, you are spiritually advanced, but you need to have some sort of defense. You can't just be, as Mary said, a little cute bunny because you will get eaten, no matter how spiritual you are. Oh my God. Uh, so what the High Council did, neglecting the military force here, it's basically made the Tayketans victims of another invasion attempt because it hasn't been invaded, an invasion attempt. I'm so glad Mary was able to see this in her own while she was in the Alcione. So basically, she didn't need any convincing from Captain Gorel and Captain Fields. 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 I'm gonna have to apologize this over and over again. Okay. So basically, they attacked previous Queen Eleanor and their crew, making them believe that uh, that Queen Eleanor would be assassinated if she ever, stepped out of the Sarikaya. So the best course to take, sorry, not the Sarikaya, the Tolika at the time. So the best course to take was to basically shield themselves from everyone else and just be isolated in the Tolika, which is what they did. And the Tolika, as Mary so described so well, was basically a Middle Ages spacecraft from the Middle Ages that was constantly breaking down with water leakage, and the scarce crew of 30 members was unable to keep on top of it. It was insane. We were watching here. We were watching, thinking, that's weird. It is weird. It was weird. Uh, and then what we could see is it's was insanity. I mean, we could see it from down here. And we were all perplexed. We're thinking, huh. And I kept saying to myself, there's something I don't know. And, and in my early videos in the Spanish channel, um, people will remember me always saying, there's something I just don't know. I need more information. I need more information. Obviously, I don't know something because it just didn't make sense to me. And this is why I speak. This is why I have conversations and opinions and and I speak because I don't want to be like humans are right now. No one has a voice here. No one speaks. Here, people don't have expressions anymore. They're basically organic computers that is fed by the advertising, the movies, the social media, and anything they want to put out. And people just take this information and do not question it because there's no free speech in this earth. They say there is, but there isn't. And I thought, I'm not going to be one of those people. Hell no. And I will speak up, and I speak up down here, and I will speak up with them as well. I am not going to be someone who's just going to be fed information from anybody, including other races outside Earth, including my Tagetan people. And that's what I was seeing, that people were um, just taking in the information, and then nobody was saying anything. I could see a lot of people in the chats that were talking and talking, and I thought, I think it's great to have a channel where we can actually talk about this. And I was getting a little bit of backlash, to be honest, in regards to my own speculations. And I fought back. I said, no, I'm not going to stop speculating and giving my opinions. It should be done because I believe we have knowledge. We have something to say, and it's important. We're not just down here just willy nilly thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to go down there. No, there's a reason why we're down here. We have the capacity to be here. We have the knowledge, the experience, and we should use it. We should speak up. We should have a conversation, and we should say what we see, what we think, what we come up with our opinions, informed opinions. I'm not talking about gossip. I don't care about gossip. I've never been into that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about informed decisions. I'm informations that you have, because you do have knowledge, and we have to believe in that. And I think that's important right now, is for the awakened star seeds to speak up and to think and to move forwards, because that's what makes them stronger, and that's what we need: stronger star seeds. Um, and to communicate, because through this communication, it's how we interact with each other, and we make these little nodes. And that's what I kept saying before Mary was talking about nodes. We are like little nodes. That's why we are spread around the earth, and we start communicating, and we make these nodes because we would get stronger through communication, and our attachment gets stronger. Um, so the more we talk, the stronger we get. Um, because isolating ourselves, as we saw in the static layer, we're much easier targets. That's why it's so important, these type of community. Um, so yeah, keep the conversation going. And if you think something's off, probably something is off, which what I can see now. Uh, it's not just us. I mean, we did need more information. For example, the astral attacks. I had no idea you could be attacked astrally. I mean, I would hear about it and I thought, yes, that could happen, but I don't think yeah, no, I kind of believed it, but no, so I didn't have the knowledge. So yes, we did need more information. But as well, we do have a lot of um, information ourselves, and we can tap into them information ourselves as well. So that's really important. Now I'm just going to check the chat and no one is saying anything that I have to check. Okay, so I'm on a roll here, so I'm going to keep talking. One moment, please. Uh, okay, so here they said that the military was only able to gather information and basically wait uh, using their very efficient military intelligence. They are very efficient. That's why I said I have complete faith in them. Yet they could not act against the High Council, as they were also the Supreme Court of Justice for Tagueta. And also, they couldn't go to Alanem because they could see that she was under the influence of the High Council. So the military here was doing their job. Oh my God, so proud. And they were taking action. Complete faith in them, seriously. Uh, sorry. And after Mary recovered in the Alcione, she decided to confront the members of the High Council directly after the High Council was demanding more news of what was happening here and what was happening to the crew in the Sadi Claire. That's why I was saying to you guys, Mary is stalling. That's why she was stalling. She was stalling. I thought, why is she stalling? Why is she taking so long? And we were giving videos of like, I'm thinking, why? What is she doing to us? um, so she confronted the High Council after they demanded updates on what was happening in the Sadi Claire. And she decided to go, and with a remote presence, she didn't go there herself. So she and Captain Gorell and Captain Fields had decided to address the High Council in an emergency meeting. She basically demanded an explanation of why they had been lying to Eleanor and her crew for years and to her. And this is a punch. This is a punch for me. Was 20 of the 24 crew members. You didn't miss that, did you? 20 of the 24, year 2024. I thought, seriously? So 20 members of the 20 of the 24 members started to get angry and defensive. And it started to accuse Mary of being too young and incompetent to be queen and abusing her power. And she said, with evidence in hand, prepared by the military intelligence, they chose they chose wait a minute, I'm reading my notes. I've been under stress, so I wrote it wrong here. Right, so the High Council decided to revoke her status as queen. But Mary enacted and activated the Taygetan Protocol 627, which states that a Taygetan king or queen can override the authority of the High Council if the situation requires it. So the High Council was outraged, obviously, and demanded her arrest. Captain Gorell did not comply, obviously, and Mary right away gave the order to arrest the High Council, which for high treason against the Dagetan people. And at that moment, I like the way Mary describes things. And at that moment, Captain Gorell touched his communicator on a pin on his chest and said, "Move in." Oh my goodness. I was listening to this while I was in bed because these videos come out at 1 a.m. my time. So I never listen to them until I wake up. So obviously I woke up at 5:30. So at 5:30 this morning, I was listening to this. And when I was hearing, Mary say things, I was going through my head. And when Captain Gorell said, "Move in," I thought, oh my God. And you know what I thought? I thought, please, no casualties. Please, no casualties. That's the only thing I was thinking. Oh my God, please. I don't know why, but that's why I do not like war, because I just don't like the casualty, the people fatalities. Um, so this is what she describes. And all the time they get a military station across the river, only a few meters away from the High Council building, came into action. They surrounded the High Council's round building and moved in to arrest its members. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional. The High Council had vast security around them with armed individuals loyal to them. So a firefight was uh, inevitable, which lasted for a short time before they were all overrun by the far more numerous military loyal to Goril and to Mary. The High Council Guard surrendered right after the military sent armed gunships to give air support. When they arrived, it was game over for them. Uh, the High Council building obviously sustained a lot of damage, yet there were no fatalities, only injuries. This was mostly due to the advanced body armor on both sides. So that's always good to hear. Now, 20 of the 24 High Council members were placed under military custody, with the remaining 4 at large. Until some days ago, one of them was captured as well, but all the 3 others are still unable to be found as of the 28th of December, 2024. Oh my God, the accusations, there are so many. It says here, as the military intelligence evidence shows, the High Council members face serious accusations. Um, oh my God, Siri was. Um, well, I'm not going to repeat those. So, yes, it was the High Council. They plotted the astral attacks and the not so astral attacks on the Sarikaya. It was skillfully done using advanced esoteric knowledge and the use of lower astral regressive entities using what humans would call black magic, which also include the use of voodoo dolls. You can read this in the comments in my Spanish channel that I answered a comment that was there. We were talking about the Red Queen. I mentioned that name in my live, and shortly after, my camera didn't work, and then the audio, so I had to end the live. Curiously, it was after I named the Queen. So I'm not going to name her here again because apparently she doesn't like me. Anyway, I was answering to a comment and I said, let's hope she doesn't use voodoo dolls. Coincidence? No, of course it's not coincidence that I said that. Did I know more? Of course we do know more, and I think you know as well. We do have the capacity of knowing what's going up here. We have our instincts, and they come out these ways and in different ways. So rely on those. Don't think you're just thinking, just dreaming. We do know about these things. So these voodoo dolls were used against Eleanor, DK, and Mary. Now this is this gave me chills down my back. This is the reason why I've never liked dolls. When I read this just a few minutes ago, it was the moment that I realized why I've never liked dolls since I was a little kid. As a child, a girl, little girls, they always receive dolls. I've never liked them. Never, ever, ever. And I still don't. And I think it has something to do with that. Now everything makes sense, doesn't it? Anyway, she says dolls, which were later discovered and neutralized. Oh, thank God. They had cutter blades um, of human Exacto brand stuck into their stomachs, throats, and heads. Oh, just just thinking about it, it makes my skin crawl. This elaborated astral attack came after the Urma intervention, where they helped me because if it had happened before, the cats would have noticed the problem. See, this is what I like Mary. She introduces these information because she knows that we were going to ask. Everyone is asking, why didn't the Urma see this? She's answering your questions. This is great. You should always ask questions. They will answer one way or another if they can. They don't have to, but they want to. There's a difference. I'm going to say hello. Hello, everybody. Kian, how are you? Thank you for being here, guys. John Wiley, hi. Welcome. John Wiley says, it was a bit of a shock to hear all the latest information. I didn't think it would have been the High Council as the perpetrators. I wonder who's the sleeper. Oh my God. Yes, I'm getting to that. Oh God. I have no idea, but you can speculate. John Wiley says, I guess it is one of the sects or so that didn't get ill from the planted fungus spores. Look at that. Myself, I was thinking about it. I was thinking, who could it be? I don't know. Oh, there's something I want to say. I want to share. Those who have eyes to see, that's all I say. A couple of weeks ago, I went shopping. I bought dresses, blah, blah, as you do, right? And I was, and when you go and buy things, they put it in a in a bag, and they put it in a paper bag. And I thought, wonderful. And the paper bag was it had a beautiful designs in it, and I thought, how pretty. And on the inside of the paper bag, there was squares that you could cut out, and there was this QR code. And I thought, oh, how interesting. Anyway, as I was, the following days, I thought, how interesting. I just kept looking at the bag, and I just liked the bag. And I thought, how pretty bag. And I had it there at the back there. I'm in my room at the moment, so in the closet. And I kept looking at the bag, and I think it's a pretty bag. I like the bag. Anyway, I thought I'm going to scan the QR code. And I looked, and I went and sent me to the website, and it's just marketing. And it said, if you cut out these squares, you can use the design of these paper bags to make this, to decorate for Christmas. And I thought, how wonderful. I don't follow Christmas, but I was bored, and I thought, I'm going to cut up this bag and make these. And these are the handles of the bag. So I cut them up, and I follow the video, So this is origami style thing. And I made it, and I thought, how pretty. So there's two of them. I have two of them. And I'm not a origami person. I don't make things with paper like this. So this is out of character with me. And I thought, how wonderful. And following those days, I wanted to do things with my hands. So I use paper from my magazine, and I made squares, and I tried to make little ones of these because it's just very soothing to fold the papers and so on and put it together. It was just fun. So I did that for an afternoon. And a couple of days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, I had this overwhelming feeling. This is out of character with me. And I thought, I'm going to make another one of these things. Christmas is gone, And so you use about 4 to 6 squares. I can't remember anymore of these. And you put it together and you make this. And as I was folding the first square, I thought, huh. And I felt, and I thought to myself, someone said to me, make a spaceship. I'm like, what? Make a spaceship. Now, I'm not an origami person. This is out of character for me. And this is what I came up with. This looks like a spaceship. And I had this overwhelming feeling of being a child and going like this, and playing with it. So here I was, where I am sitting right now, holding this, thinking it's a spaceship, and I was playing with it. Literally, I was doing this and going, and playing with it, and landing it. I was thinking, what the hell is wrong with me? And I had this overwhelming feeling to be a child playing with a spaceship. For those who have eyes to see. I'll keep reading the comments. Bent, how are you? Welcome. New people are like, what the hell? You will find out. Kian369, Elizabeth, do you remember from previous Space News videos if one of the crew members was not released from custody? Do you remember from previous Space News videos if one of the crew members was not released from custody? Do you remember from previous Space News videos? Huh. Oh, okay. I thought they had all been released. All three of them. The engineer, Kara, and Dr. Sinetre. I thought those three had been in custody and they were all released. There was one more? Oh, I'm not sure. If you can expand with that, please. And Lula Star, hello, how are you? Welcome. Hi. Chu, hello. How are you? I hope I'm saying that correctly. Chu. I don't know how else to pronounce it. Lula Star says, this disclosure requires a lot of maturity. Patience and open-mindedness. Patience, exactly. Especially now when there are so many, many videos. For the people that started from the beginning, for them, I don't think they can see the overwhelming aspect of how many videos there are because they've been listening to them as they've been coming out. But for the people, especially the new people, there's so many videos. So I'm so happy about this new Space Academy channel from Gosha. It's fantastic. She has so much patience. I was thinking, my God, Gosha, you have patience. Sincerely. It's just amazing. It's unbelievable. It's going to be fantastic. And Lula Stark says, don't expect them to give you everything chewed up like a child. Very true. And the most difficult, she keeps saying, and the most difficult of all, learning to not think like a human, but like a stellar being. Yes. That sometimes takes anyone who's new here, it takes a while for it to happen. You need to be patient, definitely patient, but it's worth it. And you're not alone. You have a lot of people to talk to. Um, a lot and you have a lot of videos. So just give it time and keep listening to the videos. Uh, it's okay to get angry. It's okay to get impatient. It's okay to doubt it. Oh my God, it's okay to doubt this. Doubt all you want. Certainly. It's okay. Just keep going back to why you are here. Does anything outside here make sense? Does anything here make sense? Compare and just give it time. Give it time. It's okay to feel anything that you feel. 'Cause some people think, should I be feeling this way? It's okay to feel that way. It's okay. Yes, it is. Yes. Lula Star, furthermore, Mary doesn't like to be treated like a girl, and therefore she does not treat us like children. She tells us everything she can, no matter what they think. This is Lula Star, by the way. Or if they attack her for saying what they say, or if her image is published in front of humans, she will be affected. She says it all. It's great. I like it. I like it that she says it all. Lula keeps says no matter what the humans think, or if they attack her for saying what she says, or if her image published in front of humans, she will be affected. Sorry, I keep reading the same. Oh, okay. So it's been repeated. I'm not going crazy. No, it's perfect, Lula. Thank you. No, perfect. Robert, Australia. Hello. G'day. How are you? It's currently 9:55 on a Sunday. Oh, here it's 11:48 right now. Sydney, Australia. Robert, Australia says they probably stole Jassie's dolls to use. Oh God, I hope not. Oh, that's a bit of a horror movie there. Um, and then he says, and those exacto blades from Earth. Yeah. Ooh. And I use them. I love using them because you can, I like doing this type. Okay, never mind. There would have to be an inventory of what was brought or bought on board, so they know who it was. Oh, good one. See, we are smart. You see, you're right. You have a point. Can they do an inventory? An inventory? Do they keep an inventory of what they bring up? Do they have receipts? I wonder if they have a log of everything they bring up to their starship. Hmm. For some reason, I'm thinking they don't. Bent from Norway. Hello, how are you? What's the time there? It's on the other side. Let me see. It's probably very similar to Helsinki. Past midnight? Welcome. You're a night person. By midnight, I'm gone. G'day. Kian369 says, there was one person not kept in custody. That would be Jassy, yes. But I find it hard to imagine that she is the one who is behind the astral attack and the doll voodoo. Yes, no, I don't think she is. Now that would just end, this would end really, really bad. Yeah. I think I saw someone in Telegram saying that it could be her. I'm like, what? No, no. But, no, no. Um, like 10 to midnight, says Bent. I said, right, it says I'm about to go to bed. 10 to midnight. It's almost midnight. Yes, I can imagine. Okay, so let's keep going. Um, This is what Mary says. As for the precise details, which irrefutably in a court of law link the members of the High Council to this attack, as well as to all that surrounds it, must not be made public yet. Okay. Now, this is interesting. The High Council, of course, they're not going to just stand down. Later accused Mary of trying to impose an absolute power monarchy. Um, on Taygeta, accusing Mary of causing a coup d'etat. But this was quickly resolved by Goriel's military and Mary had prepared a replacement High Council made of Taygetan civilian volunteers coming from the councils of all the larger regions of the 4 planets of Taygeta society. So basically, they had pre-planned this in advance, the days before the confrontation with the High Council. You see, the military is just on point. I'm so proud. If I were a peacock, you would see my plumage at the back. Okay. Now, if we go back a little bit, Mary says that as far as they can see, the High Council accepted Mary's nomination because we were thinking, yeah, we start thinking, so why did they accept her nomination? And of course, it makes sense as Eleanor's replacement, thinking that Mary was fragile and timid girl, afraid of the dark. And it's true, it's how she arrived in the Toleka. Basically incapable of giving them any trouble, much less standing up against them. Because they knew what she was like before she arrived in the Toleka. And this they knew because they had infiltrated an agent, a sleeper, inside the Toleka and later in the Sarikleia, who was the person who poisoned Eleanom and later planted dangerous fungus spores against them and who made the voodoo dolls, who knows how to use them and so on. But they still cannot reveal who the sleeper is. I do remember someone saying there's a sleeper on board. I remember this. And in the Spanish community as well, someone said to me, they said, someone has infiltrated the Toleka. They were so sure. It's probably in the comments and the videos. And they said, I'm sure someone has infiltrated the Toleka. This makes no sense. Look at that. And we were thinking, an infiltration? See, at that moment, when I saw this comment, and I saw it a couple of times, if not a few times, in my channel and on Telegram, I thought to myself, that cannot be an infiltration. I mean, I'm sure the military force, protocols in place, prevent this from happening, right? Now, Mary says, days later, the new High Council is slowly taking its place. Its new members are coming up to speed with what is expected of them, and the building is being repaired. The Tagetan military are still helping them and protecting them. Everything in case more attacks should take place. So yes, they should definitely be protecting them, and this is not going to stop. The cabal never stops. That's why we have to neutralize them from here, from down here. So they neutralize them there, and we neutralize them here. That's why we are so important. You and I, you who are watching, you, the awakened star seeds. Um, that's why we're so important as well. Then she says, Captain Gorel and herself had to give multiple and public statements, multiple public statements and explanations to calm down the targeted people. I can imagine. Can you imagine that society at this moment in time? Oh my goodness. No wonder I've been feeling extremely tired. Also, in regards to voodoo dolls, I'm gonna say this. I started saying this and um, just to have a record of what's going on in my life as well. Uh, and I'm gonna keep doing it. I think it's important, especially nowadays with what's happening. It's good to have a record and a public record so everybody can go back and listen. Yesterday, and as I was saying, I don't know if I said it here or I said it in the Spanish channel. I said I have been keeping myself as healthy as I can. So I'm not eating any takeaway foods. I don't eat it actually. Not much chocolate. I like chocolate, but I'm not eating things that could be harmful to me. I've been eating very well. I've been doing exercises. I've been going out for a run. I've been keeping myself busy, um, keeping myself with meditations and, doing the best that I possibly can because I think that's the best way that I can help down here while they are up there doing everything that you and I know what they're doing. This is the best I can do down here. Even though I have a little bit of stress, everything that I'm doing, it's keeping it at bay. And because of said stress, something happened to me yesterday. I went to the supermarket to buy a little present for a person here. And so I woke up early, I went, and I was walking uphill because there's a hill back to my house, to my home. I was walking happily when suddenly I had this huge pain in my right leg. Oh my God. And it's not a muscle pain. It's like it's not a muscle pain, it's not a bone pain, it's not a skin pain. It's like a pain. It's like in between my insides and my leg hurt like hell. And I'm thinking voodoo dolls. And you know what I could feel? I could feel a metal around my knee, my leg, and just pressing it. I can feel the a metal sheet. I can feel it on my leg, squeezing it. It is painful as hell to the point that I was grabbing my knee and my leg as I was walking up the hill and having to stop. The pain was so strong. And I thought, what the hell is going on? And I thought, could I be in more stress than I think I am? Makes no sense. And I don't have a problem with my leg. They're both fine. I've never had problems with my legs. And anyway, I just kept walking and it kind of went away and it would come back and go. I came home. And once I'm resting, it doesn't hurt. It's when I walk that makes it worse. Um, and it's so painful. The pain, it's like someone stabbing me with this metal plate. It's so painful that I basically stop and grab my knee in front of everyone. And I'm like, oh, it's awful because I look like an old lady. And I'm thinking, could that be an attack? Like a voodoo doll? It's someone attacking me? Um, it is out of the ordinary. It's out of the blue. It makes no sense. And yesterday, all day, it was like that. This morning, I went for a run and it was okay. It was all right. I've been okay so far today. I feel like it's trying to hurt me again, but it's not getting through. Um, so I am okay so far. Okay, because I feel it's a bit sore. It's not pain, it's just sore now. But when I heard voodoo dolls and the attacks, I thought, oh, shoot. I hope it's just me. Really hope it's just me and my stressful levels. Anyway, I say that on the record, just in case something can be done about it. I don't know how to investigate this, apart from shielding myself as best as possible from this. Um, if anybody here has any help for me, that would be great if you could let me know. Um, anyway, Captain Gorel and Mary have to give multiple explanations, a lot of explanation statements to the Taigetan people to calm them down, obviously, and of what's been happening. Basically, it was what she explained to us in the previous videos. So what she said to the Taigetan people is what she said to us. Then she goes on to say, which is what I said before, how does that affect us? I would love to know. She goes on to say that the Taygeta, in Taygeta, what affects them, it's what affects what happens here on Earth as well. She says that in the past few days, there have been no less than 8 other arrests on Temur of Earth Cabal's members who entered Taygeta aided by the High Council, some of which are known to the public on Earth. And here I was like, who? Tell us who. We won't be able to do anything about it. I mean, especially, obviously, they are very multiple billionaires. I don't know. Part of the monarchy, right? Could be. I'm speculating. Um, and they are accused of crimes against humanity. I think I've been hearing something about that in the news. But I have to go and look at the news. That really brings me down. So I will just go later and see what's going on. But you will find them, and they've been here on Earth being accused of crimes against humanity. But she's not ready to say yet, to enlist any names. And she says that maybe they cannot be published as the implications may be too many. We can speculate. And I think we may be able to come up with some names. Most definitely. I think so. If you go to David Icke's books, I am reading one of his books. The Dream is called. I've never read his books. I know about him. I really like him. And he has a different view of this whole idea of the matrix. He's very much into the artificial intelligence, so he explains it differently. We explain it through people outside Earth, extraterrestrials, as being real. He doesn't. He explains it in a different way. So I agree with him on 80% of what he says, maybe 90. And the other percentage is a point of view that it's not shared by me. But it doesn't mean that he knows what's going on as well. He's very intelligent. He's really good at writing. It's really easy to read his books. I advise it to read it. The great thing about his books is that If you've been wanting to, well, there are many reasons to read him. Is that if you're ever wanting to explain all this to the people, to people that you find that will listen to you, and you want to do it, he has really good vocabulary, an extensive vocabulary, and he'll give you a way for you to be able to explain this to people. Because I find that some star seeds, they want to explain this, but they don't have the words. They don't know how to explain it. Um, and um, David Icke has a lot of evidence, and I do advise that you read his books. They might differ as well as his perspective, but it's good to have the different perspectives. But he's right on the money. He knows what's going on. I like him a lot, so I advise that you might want to read his books. I've been reading. I'm gonna keep reading more of his books. I've only read one. It's really good. And what I like him is that he publishes his own books, and he's he has no problem naming people right there, naming um, name and surname. The whole name, who they are, and he calls them, and he uses strong words to describe them, and he's like spot on. He's amazing. I like him. You would like him as well, I think. Mm. Uh, a cleaning process has begun in Tegeta. Oh, that gets me emotional. I don't know about you guys. This gets me emotional. A cleaning process has begun in Tegeta, and it will filter down to earth because it must be, and because there is no other way. Isn't that amazing? Doesn't that make you feel fantastic? So a cleaning process has begun in Tegeta, and it should filter down. It has to. There's no other way. So there is a cleaning, uh, purging of regressive starting to happen here on Earth. 2025 is going to be amazing. 2 more days for me. Um, that's the end of my notes. So what do you guys think? Just unbelievable. 1 hour, 18 minutes. Yeah, I can't wait until it filters down here. And I think we're going to start seeing this in 2025. Have a good night, Bent. Robert says, burning pain? No, no, burning pain, kind of like a burning pain, but of a squeezing pain, more like a squeezing. I could feel the metal sheet. Yeah, like a metal sheet. It's just there, and it's squeezing. It's interesting because I could feel it, and I was touching my knee, and I was thinking maybe I'll be able to feel that metal with my hands, because it was like, it's not well, everything's mental, but I could feel it in my knee. It's metal. uh Dehydration, no, I've been drinking a lot of water. A lot of water. Mm. Now, you say perhaps those involved with the WEF, Big Pharma 2019 pandemic, and Mr. Closed Doors. Yeah, maybe he's gonna, I wouldn't be surprised. Let's hope so. He needs to be taken out. That man needs to be taken out. I have a few names. I have a few names. She says 8. I'm thinking equivalent 8. I mean, if there's 8, Doesn't mean it has to be 8 here, 8 people. I'm sure there's more, but there needs to be a cleansing down here as well, most definitely. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to say anything because if I do, I'm thinking my video is going to be affected. And because when I named the queen, the red one, she was not happy, let me tell you. So Queen Bee was very unhappy, very touchy, that thing. It's interesting how the filters work, right? The communication, because everything is digital now. I'm talking about the previous video of Mary, how the communication works. Everything's digital and it goes through filters. Google filter and the Queen Bee filter. Don't name her. We are doing, see, this is the thing. When I see these things happening, I'm thinking, how good, this is working. What we are doing is working, or else they wouldn't bother. So it's working in some ways. That's what Gosha says. Yes, she goes. I know the feeling. Oh, the Urmas. Larry Garza, hello, how are you? The Urmas have been very helpful, I'm sure. Everybody has been just going full on out there, most definitely. And you can feel it down here as well. You can feel it down here. Okay, guys, I have to do now this live in Spanish, even though the video hasn't been published in Spanish yet, but people are wanting me to talk about it because they use the translator, so they know all about it and they're talking about it. So they want me to do another one in Spanish. So I'm going to do that one now. And apparently in StreamYard here, I'm using the free one, the free version, and I'm coming to my limit. So on the 3rd of January, it's going to go back and I'm going to get the free hours again. So thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you for accompanying me here in the chats. If you have any ideas, if you want to share with us your opinions, your point of views, what you know, what you feel, let us know in the comments. We appreciate it. This communication is great. It makes us stronger. We start building these nodes that are really important. It's amazing that when even if you say, I agree with what's going on, it makes a link between star seeds. And this link is what we need. That's why we're so scattered around the world. We need to make this link, and we are getting stronger, and it's getting stronger. So yes, so thank you for being here. Comment, please make your comments. Let me know what you think. And thank you, Mary. Thank you to everyone in the orbit, all your work. Thank you for answering our questions. And thank you for everything that you do. So, and yeah, that's all I'm saying. Love you all. Thank you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.